Joining me now, Charles Marino, former senior advisor to the Homeland Security Department, former Secret Service agent, and the author of Terrorists on Our Border and in Our Country. Chuck, good morning to you. Given the assassination attempt and the failure and lapses in security at that event, the question going into the RNC and as well now the DNC is, are the local police here in Chicago and the Secret Service prepared for this event? How would you answer that question given what we've seen so far?
Yeah, I would say yes, Marni, because it takes an entirely different process in terms of preparation as compared to what happened in Butler, Pennsylvania. This is a whole of government approach in Chicago. It's a national special security event. It's 18 months of planning with the Secret Service coordinating all of the security efforts, working very closely with other federal agencies, but in particular with state and local law enforcement from throughout the state. So they will be prepared, especially for the numerous groups of protesters.
I hear what you're saying. There's a lot more lead time to this, and we've been here, done this before. However, communication lapses in the Pennsylvania event were revealed during the investigation. Some significant problems between how the Secret Service and police, local police, communicated. Might that factor into some changes that are going on behind the scenes in the chain of command and how they communicate at this event?
So national special security events use a multi-agency coordination center known as a MAC. This is where the failure was in Butler. During these national special security events, everybody participating in the overall security plan for the DNC, RNC are all in one place. So that communication is flawless. It's what should have happened in Butler, having a smaller command post, but still reflecting the same style of setup where you have everybody that's participating in the same place, overhearing radio communications and sharing pertinent information. So that problem should be eliminated in Chicago.
The question I keep asking, and certainly asked after Butler, is who's in charge? So in an event like this, when you talk about national special security, who takes the lead?
It is the U.S. Secret Service by statute. These are designated as events of national significance. This is no different than the inauguration, the State of the Union, and any other designated large events that impact the United States government. It could be continuity of government concerns. And it could be just in general national significance. So the Secret Service does take that lead role, but it is a lead role in the coordination, and the planning is more inclusive to include those other federal agencies. But we'll still see the FBI in charge of intelligence. You'll see FEMA in charge of crisis response. And you'll see the local police address the concerns of the numerous protesters to make sure that their voices are heard, but we actually are able to walk that balance of security and access.
A couple of unique challenges for security in this event. One, there are a number of venues. You know, the United Center is getting a lot of attention, but McCormick Place, closer to the water in downtown Chicago, will also be holding some events. And the United Center is in the middle of a neighborhood, right? So you've got people living in the surrounding area. Does that create an additional challenge or complexity for security to lock down an area such as this?
It creates a challenge in the sense that as part of that 18-month planning that I was telling you about, you really need strong liaison efforts. The Secret Service has a local field office in the Chicago area. They're working with the police to make sure that these folks that reside in the area are being spoken to well in advance, given notice, told about the impacts to the area, which are going to be large. Let's face it. The security perimeter for a national special security event is quite large, and at some points could be encompass almost half the city. And so traffic's going to be impacted, both vehicular and pedestrian, as well as those that live in the area and businesses.
Yeah, a lot to keep track of, and we are now just 6 days away. Charles Marino, as always, thanks for your perspective.
Thanks, Marni.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.